Common signs that you are starting to struggle with depression. Common signs I wanted to share from my experience, whether it was with addiction or just I'm diagnosed with MDD, which is major depressive disorder even. And this is like the biggest warning signs of if I am really going down that route of depression, because let's face it, we don't wake up one day and roll over and go, wow, I'm depressed. It doesn't happen that way. It's like this progression. And these were the biggest signs that that was the route I was going and how I broke out of it. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. What's up, guys? My name is Eric, and I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. I've lost a wife and a father to suicide. I'm very open about my mental illnesses and the challenges and stuff that I've faced. And one of them is the biggest signs that depression is coming, or that depression has hit, because we don't wake up and go, man, I am depressed. Like, we really don't. And a lot of times it even takes other people to bring it up, like, hey, dude, what's going on? Like, you are not the same person, for us to even almost realize that we've went down this dark path of depression, because that's what it is. It's this dark path, and it's not like you fall into the hole. It's like you literally are walking into a cave. And the most common signs for me is I brush my teeth twice a day. I start brushing my teeth maybe only before bed or only in the morning, and I stop taking care of my teeth. That's one of the most common things for me is I literally go from brushing my teeth twice a day, flossing, mouthwash, taking good care of myself, to not becoming less and less existent, to where all of a sudden I'm not even brushing my teeth and I'm skipping a night. I'm skipping a day all of a sudden. And also when it comes to showering and shaving, I shave my head, I shave my face, and I shave every 2 days roughly is when I'm ready to shave, so I don't screw up my skin too much. I shave my chest. And when I am going down this road of depression, I'm almost like just fighting to get into the shower, just to shower. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'll shave tomorrow. And I notice I start taking and putting off my self-care to the next day. I'll go 2 or 3 days all of a sudden and I'm not shaving, and I'm looking in the mirror and I don't even like who I see, but I'm not even doing anything about it, to the point all of a sudden where I'm skipping my showers. I mean, these are to me the 3 biggest things, and they all work hand in hand, because all of a sudden I'm falling out of this routine that I have that revolves around some self-care and self-maintenance. And so I can tell you this, if you start to get out of these routines that you're doing of self-care, of taking care of yourself, of basic stuff, as of showering, shaving, and brushing your teeth, those start to fade away, and you literally find yourself skipping it. And even in your head, you're like, oh, I should do this, but I'll do it tomorrow. That to me is like the first warning shot of, hey, depression is starting to creep in, because we don't realize, like, hey, why am I not shaving today? Why am I not just slowing down for a moment and just taking care of myself? It's literally, our brain is starting to go down this dark hole and almost self-sabotage ourselves, so that we look in the mirror and we feel gross. And the more gross we feel, almost the more depressed we get. And it's a very vicious cycle that I think we lose ourselves to, and you don't notice it happening until all of a sudden you literally wake up and you're just like, people are looking at you like, dude, you smell, and why, you're not the same person all of a sudden. What's going on is because we've went down this slow path to depression that finally ends up truly becoming depression. And I think it's something that you can easily fend off by realizing, hey, something's going on. My routine isn't the same anymore. Let me take care of myself, because I think self-care and self-love is so important to recognize early signs of depression. To sometimes, in some cases, it's like, man, where's my brain going? To take that time to really take self-inventory of, like, hey, do I need to go back to therapy? Do I need to get in touch with my therapist? Do I maybe need to just do some small changes and really dive in on yourself and work on yourself to make sure that you don't fall down that pit hole? But for me, those were the huge warning signs for depression. And I still go through those. And the reason I even thought of this video today is because here I'm getting ready and I'm looking in the mirror, and I realized for like the last 3 days I didn't shave. Like, I've showered, but I'm only brushing my teeth like once a day, not twice a day. And I'm like, man, these are some small signs. Like, what the heck? And I realized as soon as I shaved and as soon as I showered and brushed my teeth and flossed and mouthwash and like looked in the mirror, I'm like, man, I feel better. I feel better already. Like, holy crap. What's happening? Is it the time change? What do I need to do to start taking some self-inventory? Where's my stressors coming from? And allows us to dig in and to fight back, because again, we're not a victim to our mental illnesses. And I don't think the diagnosis is a victim to anything. I think it's an understanding to it. And I think that the more that we share, the more that it helps other people out there. I mean, hit the like and subscribe button, comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on this topic because we've all been there before. I mean, we've been to those points, a lot of us, where we are depressed and we know those warning signs. And even though we know the warning signs, we're not aware of the warning signs. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm none of that. My name's Eric. I mean, I have a lot of diagnoses. And I've just found that sharing my testimony, sharing my story, sharing what I've been through, how I've been through it, helps other people just feel less alone, because ultimately in life, that's our biggest challenge. And one of our biggest struggles is feeling alone and not wanting to be alone. And so for the one out there struggling and the one out there going through it, believe me, you are worth it. And believe me, it gets better. So don't give up.